Welcome to Kindle English Podcast, your cozy space to learn, grow, and speak confidently.
Welcome back to Kindle English Podcast, the show where real conversations teach you real English. I'm so glad you're here today because we are talking about something that I think absolutely every English learner has felt at some point.
Oh, I feel like I already know where this is going, and I'm already a little stressed just thinking about it.
Right? Okay, so picture this. You've just walked into the office kitchen. You're waiting for the coffee machine. Your coworker walks in. You make eye contact. And then, total silence. Your brain is completely blank.
Oh no, I've been there. That exact scenario. The kitchen, the eye contact, the long, painful silence.
Or maybe you've just joined an online meeting a few minutes early, and it's just you and one other person, and you're both sitting there staring at the screen. And you're thinking, what do I say? Do I comment on the weather? Do I ask about their weekend? Do I just pretend my microphone isn't working?
The fake microphone problem. That is so real. I feel seen.
Small talk may seem simple on the surface, and honestly, for native speakers, it kind of is. But for English learners, those casual conversations with coworkers can feel incredibly stressful. And I think a lot of people don't talk about how hard it actually is.
It's interesting because nobody ever teaches you this stuff formally, right? Like you spend years learning grammar, vocabulary, tenses, and then you get to an actual English-speaking workplace and someone says, "How's it going?" And you freeze.
Exactly. And that's what today is all about. We're going to help you master natural workplace English, the real phrases that native speakers use every single day, so you can start conversations with confidence, respond without panicking, and actually build friendly, genuine connections with your colleagues.
We're talking weekends, we're talking weather, we're talking work-life balance, Monday morning energy, all of it.
And if that sounds like something you need, or honestly, something you know a friend needs, share this episode with them. Subscribe to Kindle English Podcast right here on YouTube if you haven't yet, and let's get into it.
So Hazel, let me start with this. When you first started working in an English-speaking environment, what was the small talk situation like for you? Because I feel like you've mentioned before, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing.
Oh, it was a disaster. I remember my very first week at a new job, and someone asked me, "So, what do you get up to on weekends?" And in my head, I'm thinking, wait, get up to? Get up to what? Like, get up from bed? I had no idea that was just a casual way of asking what you do for fun.
Get up to is one of those phrases that sounds completely bizarre if you haven't heard it before.
Completely bizarre. Like, what do you get up to? It means, what do you do? Or what are you usually doing in your free time? It's very British, actually, Finn. Do Americans say it too?
I'd say Americans are more likely to say, "What have you been up to?" Which is basically the same thing, just phrased slightly differently. Like, "Hey, what have you been up to lately?"
Oh, good point. So, what are you up to or what have you been up to both mean what have you been doing recently. Super useful.
And they're perfect for coworkers on a Monday morning. You can't go wrong with, "Hey, what did you get up to this weekend?"
Unless you blank on what get up to means like I did. Okay, so let's actually talk about the mechanics of this, starting a conversation. Because I think a lot of people either say absolutely nothing, total silence, or they overcomplicate it and go in with something way too formal. Right, like launching into a full philosophical question when all someone wants to do is make a cup of tea.
Exactly. So what are the real openers? The ones that actually work?
So the easiest, most universal workplace conversation starter is just a simple comment on shared experience, something you're both experiencing right now in this moment. Weather is the classic, and yes, I know people joke about British people and weather.
Because it's completely true. In the UK, you could be in the middle of the most important meeting of your life, and someone will find a way to mention that it's a bit gray out.
It's a national sport. But honestly, it works, because weather is something everyone can relate to. Can you believe this rain? Or finally a bit of sun, right? Those are completely natural, low-stakes conversation starters.
In America, we do it too, just maybe with slightly more drama. Like, oh my God, have you seen the forecast this week? 40 degrees on Friday?
Americans do commit to their weather opinions.
We absolutely do. No half measures.
But beyond weather, another great opener is just acknowledging something that's happening at work, like busy week, or is it just me, or has this week flown by? Those are what I'd call icebreakers, phrases that melt the awkward silence and get a conversation started.
Oh, icebreaker. That's a great one to know. An icebreaker is literally anything that breaks the ice, breaks that awkward tension or silence at the beginning of an interaction. You'd say, let me start with a quick icebreaker in a meeting, or just describe a question as being a great icebreaker for a party or event.
And the thing about icebreakers in a workplace context is they don't need to be clever or funny. They just need to be friendly. Even something like, how are you settling in to a new colleague? That's enough.
Or my personal go-to, how's your day treating you? It sounds a little more interesting than how are you, and it always gets a smile.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, how's your day treating you has a nice warmth to it. A bit more personal without being too intense.
Although I will say, I've learned the hard way that you need to be prepared for the answer, because sometimes you ask, how's your day treating you? And the person says, honestly, it's been a nightmare. And now you're in a whole thing.
Which is also fine. That's actually a perfect segue into real conversation.
Fair point. The goal isn't just to start the conversation, it's to keep it going, right?
Exactly. And that's where a lot of English learners get stuck. They can open with one line, but then they don't know where to take it.
So how do you keep small talk alive? Because I think that's the real skill. Anyone can say nice weather, but then what?
Okay, so this is huge. The key is active listening, and that's not just a life skill, it's a language skill. When someone says something to you, you respond to the specific thing they said, and then add a question or a comment that shows you were actually listening.
So not just, oh, cool, yeah, and then silence.
No, though I have absolutely done that when I didn't understand what someone said and just hoped for the best.
We've all been there. The polite nod when you have no idea what just happened.
So let's say your coworker says, I had the craziest commute this morning. Instead of just going, oh no, you could say, oh really? What happened? Or, traffic? Or was it the train again? Something that shows you're engaged and opens the door for them to keep talking.
And people love talking about their commute, especially in London. It's like a competitive sport whose journey was worse.
It really is. Oh, you think you had a bad commute? I was on the tube for 45 minutes just standing in someone's armpit.
The central line at rush hour. There are no words.
So when you're in that conversation and you want to show you're listening and keep things going, some really useful phrases are, oh, that sounds rough. I can imagine. No way, really? Or what did you end up doing?
What did you end up doing is so useful. It's a really natural follow-up that works in almost any story situation. Someone says they missed their flight. Oh no, what did you end up doing? Someone says the printer broke before an important presentation. What did you end up doing?
It shows you care about the outcome, and it keeps the conversation going without you having to come up with a whole new topic.
There's another phrase I use a lot. Tell me more about that. Sounds simple, but it is so effective. People immediately feel like you're genuinely interested.
Oh, do you think that one sounds natural? Because I feel like sometimes it can sound a little therapy-ish.
Maybe a little. Context matters. You wouldn't say, tell me more about that when someone mentions the weather. But if someone says, I've been thinking about changing departments. Oh, really? Tell me more about that. Feels totally natural.
Fair. So you've got to read the room.
Reading the room. That's a great expression. It means understanding the social atmosphere and adjusting your behavior accordingly. Like knowing when to make a joke and when to be serious, when to keep talking and when to wrap it up.
Yes, and that's a huge part of workplace small talk. Knowing when the conversation is naturally winding down and being able to exit gracefully.
How do you exit a small talk conversation without it being awkward?
Oh, the exit. This is genuinely one of the hardest things. So, the graceful exit, this is an art form because nobody wants to be the person who's like, okay, bye, mid-sentence.
Or who just starts walking away while the other person is still talking?
Please don't do that. Okay, so the key is a transition phrase, something that signals the conversation is wrapping up, but warmly. Like, anyway, I should let you get back to it. Or, I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll let you get on with your day. I love that one. It's actually considerate. You're basically saying, I know you're busy and I respect your time.
Nodding. Or, right, I'll leave you to it. That's very British. You hear that one a lot in UK offices.
Versus in America, where you'd probably say, all right, I gotta run, or let me let you go, which sounds like you're doing them a favor by ending the conversation.
Let me let you go is funny when you think about it. You called them, you started this, but somehow now you're graciously releasing them.
The power dynamics of American phone goodbyes. It's fascinating.
But the point is, having one of these transition phrases ready means you're never stuck in an awkward moment where the conversation has clearly ended, but nobody knows how to actually leave.
And I think what makes this hard for learners is that in some cultures, abruptly ending a conversation is totally fine. But in most English-speaking workplaces, especially in the UK and the US, there's this expectation of a warm wind down, a little ramp down before the full stop.
Exactly. Even ending with, have a good one, is enough. That's super American, by the way. Have a good one. You hear it everywhere in the US. Shops, offices, anywhere.
And in the UK, it's more like, take care, or cheers. And cheers in British English doesn't just mean a toast. It means thank you, bye, you're welcome, and about 15 other things simultaneously.
Cheers is doing so much heavy lifting in British English.
So much. Someone holds the door for you, cheers. You hand someone a document, cheers. You end a phone call, cheers. It's extraordinary.
I remember being so confused my first time in London. Someone said cheers to me, and I thought they wanted to clink glasses, and I just looked around for a drink.
That's genuinely adorable. And also a perfect lesson. Cheers in British English is basically a warm, casual thanks or bye. Context will always tell you which.
And I'd love to hear from you guys. Drop a comment below. What's a phrase or expression from English that confused you the first time you heard it at work? Because I know we've all got those stories.
Okay, so we've done openers, we've done keeping it going, we've done exits, but I want to spend some time on the most common content of workplace small talk, which is the weekend conversation.
Oh yes, the Monday morning debrief. So, what did you get up to this weekend? It's practically a ritual.
In every office I have ever worked in, Monday mornings are like a group download of everyone's weekend. And if you didn't do anything interesting, you need a polished answer for that too.
Right? Because I didn't do anything sounds depressing. Even if what you actually did was beautiful. You stayed home, you rested, you watched 3 episodes of something.
Which is honestly what most adults need and want to do. But in the office you say,
It was a pretty chilled one actually. Just had some time to recharge. That's the sophisticated version of I did nothing.
I recharged. Instantly sounds intentional and adult. I love it.
Chilled is such a useful word in this context, by the way. It means relaxed, calm, low-key. So a chilled weekend is a quiet, restful one. You might say, it was really chilled, or we just had a chilled one.
Very British, that one. Americans would say chill as well. It was pretty chill. Same idea.
And if you did do something interesting, this is your chance to share a brief story. The key word is brief. You don't need a full 15-minute monologue about your trip to the farmer's market. 2 or 3 sentences, then invite them in.
Right, like, we tried this amazing Thai place on Saturday. Have you been to that area? Boom, you've shared something, and now you've kicked the ball back to them.
That's such a good point. Kick the ball back. Because the best small talkers aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who ask good questions.
There's actually a phrase for that in conversational English, being a good conversationalist. A conversationalist is someone who's good at making and keeping conversations interesting. And the secret, honestly, is mostly just asking questions and actually listening to the answers.
And in the work context, that's incredibly powerful. Because when people feel heard, they feel comfortable. And when they feel comfortable, they like you. And when they like you, work gets so much easier.
That's genuinely one of those life lessons that sounds simple, but is deeply true. Finn, real talk. Has small talk ever made a real difference for you professionally?
Oh, I really want to hear this.
Yeah, actually. Early in my career, there was this senior person at work, I won't name names, and everyone was a bit intimidated by them. But I'd always chat with them in the lift, just casual stuff. One day, they recommended me for a project, completely out of nowhere, and I really think it was just because I was the person who actually talked to them like a human being.
See, that's what small talk is. It's not shallow, it's relationship building, one small conversation at a time.
Exactly. And if you think about it, some of the most important professional relationships in your life will start with something as casual as, "Can you believe this Monday?"
The most profound beginnings. So, obviously at work, a lot of small talk is about work. but there's a bit of an art to it because you want to connect without crossing into gossip or complaining territory.
Define complaining territory, because I feel like a little bit of shared suffering is actually very bonding.
It absolutely is. And this is where it gets interesting. There's a difference between commiserating, which is sharing in a mutual frustration in a light, funny way, and actual venting or negativity that makes people uncomfortable.
Commiserating is the word I was looking for. Yeah, this week has been a lot, right? That's commiserating. It's light, it's relatable, it opens a door.
Versus, I cannot stand this project manager. They have no idea what they're doing and I'm about to lose my mind, which is a lot, especially with someone you don't know well.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you say for people you've built a proper rapport with. Rapport. That's a great word.
Rapport. It means a warm, friendly, mutually trusting relationship. You build rapport over time through exactly the kind of small talk conversations we're talking about today. And once you have rapport, you can share more freely.
So small talk is kind of the foundation for rapport, which is the foundation for real relationships, which is the foundation for a healthy workplace. It's all connected.
Beautifully put, Finn. I'm going to write that down.
Please do. Now, safe work topics. What works?
Projects in a general sense. How's your project going? Or busy period for you too? Totally fine. Just don't push for details if they don't offer them.
Upcoming plans, meetings, deadlines, holiday coming up. Got anything fun coming up? Is a really nice question because it's forward-looking and positive.
Oh, I love got anything fun coming up. It feels optimistic. And if they have something exciting, a holiday, a birthday, a long weekend, you've given them the gift of getting to talk about it.
And if they say, not really, just the usual, then you commiserate. Yeah, same. The grind continues. And you both laugh and it's fine.
The grind continues. I love that phrase. It's a bit self-deprecating and acknowledges that work is hard, but with humor. Very relatable.
Self-deprecating humor is so important in British and American workplace culture, by the way. If you can laugh at yourself, not in a fake way, but genuinely, people warm to you immediately.
Is it the same level in both cultures? Because I feel like British self-deprecation is kind of an Olympic sport.
It really is. In the UK, if you achieve something impressive and then make a little joke about how it probably wasn't that good, people love you. In America, you're slightly more allowed to own your accomplishments. But even there, a bit of self-awareness goes a long way.
That's such an interesting cultural nuance. And I think for English learners, understanding that difference is really valuable. In some cultures, humility means saying nothing good about yourself. In British English culture, you often talk about it, but with a twist of modesty.
Nodding. Oh, it was nothing really. I just sort of fumbled through it. Classic British understatement.
Understatement. Another brilliant British specialty. Calling a disaster a bit unfortunate, or a triumph not too bad.
Okay, Hazel. I think we should actually practice some of this. Let's do a couple of quick scenarios. Because I think hearing it in action is so much more useful than just talking about it.
Yes. Okay, let's do it. Give me a scenario.
All right. Scenario 1. Monday morning, office kitchen. You're both making coffee. Go.
Morning. I cannot believe it's Monday already.
I know, right? The weekend went way too fast. Did you do anything good?
Yeah, actually, we went hiking on Sunday. First time this year. My legs are telling me all about it today.
Good pain, though.
The best kind. You?
Pretty chilled, honestly. Just had people over Saturday night. Nothing too wild.
Sounds perfect. All right, I'll let you get on with it. I've got a call in 10.
Have a good one.
And that is a complete small talk interaction from start to finish. 2 minutes, nobody says anything embarrassing. Both people feel friendly. Done.
And notice, the topics were time, Monday already, weekend recap, hiking, a bit of self-deprecating humor, my legs are telling me about it, matching energy, pretty chilled, and a graceful exit.
It's almost like a little dance. You just learn the steps.
Nodding. Let's do one more. Online meeting scenario. You join early, and there's one other person there.
Oh, hey. Glad I'm not the only one who showed up early.
I'm always paranoid I'll miss the start. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Actually looking forward to this one for a change. How about you?
Same, actually. Though I could have done without this morning's inbox.
Oh no. Dreaded Monday emails?
Nothing that can't wait. But yeah. Anyway, should be good today, though.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And that's it. Under a minute. Nobody said anything deep or personal. Both people are now slightly more comfortable than if they'd sat in silence for 3 minutes.
And that comfort, that's the point. Small talk isn't about impressing people or being fascinating. It's about creating a warm, safe social atmosphere. That's it.
I love that framing. A warm, safe social atmosphere. Simple goal, huge impact.
And if you're learning English, I just want to say, the fact that you're even trying to have these conversations in your second or third language, that takes so much courage. Give yourself credit for that.
Seriously, it's one of the bravest things you can do.
Okay, so now I want to go through some phrases that will really level you up from sounding like a textbook to sounding like a real person. Because there's a gap, right, between correct English and natural English.
Completely. Like, I am well, thank you, and yourself is grammatically correct, but nobody actually says that in a casual office context.
Not unless you're in a period drama. So what do people say? Not bad. That's huge. Can't complain. Hanging in there. Surviving Monday.
Surviving Monday is genuinely one of the most relatable things you can say to a coworker. It requires no explanation. Everyone gets it.
And on the other end, when things are good, instead of I am very happy today, try I'm in a great headspace today, or honestly, I'm buzzing. Buzzing is very British slang for being really excited or happy.
Americans would say pumped or stoked for that energy level. Or just, I'm actually really good today. Emphasizing actually implies a slight surprise, which sounds natural.
Oh, that's great. Actually really good sounds more genuine than just very good. Like you're mildly pleasantly surprised by your own positivity.
Which honestly, on some Mondays, you are.
There are also some great filler phrases that buy you time while you think. Because sometimes you do understand what someone said. You just need a second to formulate your response.
This is so important for language learners. Filler phrases are your best friend.
Things like, oh, that's interesting, and then you continue. Or, let me think about that. Or, I was just thinking about something similar. These are what I'd call conversational bridges. They keep the interaction alive while your brain catches up.
Conversational bridges. I like that. It's exactly what they are. A way of staying in the conversation even when you're processing.
And another one that's really natural is, that reminds me. It lets you pivot to something you do feel confident talking about. Like if someone mentions a film and you haven't seen it, instead of just saying, I haven't seen it, you could say, that reminds me. I've been trying to catch up on my watch list. I've been so busy.
Suddenly you're not on the back foot. You've redirected to your own territory. Smart.
And the word catch up, that's another one that comes up constantly in workplace language. Let's catch up. I need to catch up on my emails. We should have a catch up. It means to get to where you should be or to meet and exchange updates.
Quick catch-up is office culture shorthand for a brief, informal meeting. Like, can we have a quick catch-up before the main meeting? Totally normal. Everyone knows what that means.
And in terms of just sounding more fluent, one trick is to use vague language where native speakers use it. Things like sort of, kind of, a little bit, roughly. These soften statements and make you sound less robotic.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Instead of, I do not understand the new software, a native speaker might say, I'm kind of still figuring out the new software, to be honest. It sounds much more natural, right?
Yeah, that's a really good shout. To be honest is another one. It actually doesn't mean you were lying before. It just adds warmth and directness to what you're saying.
A good shout, very British, by the way, Finn. That means a good idea or suggestion.
It really does. In American English, you'd say good call instead. Same meaning, you're affirming that someone made a smart observation.
So between good shout and good call, you're covered on both sides of the Atlantic.
I want to touch on something that I think is becoming more and more common in workplace conversations, and that's talking about work-life balance, stress, and even burnout, because this is real, and people do talk about it at work.
Yeah, this has shifted a lot, especially since the pandemic. The taboo around admitting you're overwhelmed has kind of lifted.
Burnout, for anyone who hasn't heard that term, is a state of complete mental and physical exhaustion that comes from prolonged stress, usually from work. It's beyond just being tired. It's this deep, persistent depletion.
And it's incredibly common. Studies, I was reading something about this, suggest that a significant majority of workers experience burnout at some point in their careers.
Nodding. And in the workplace, people now talk about it more openly. You might hear a colleague say, I'm running on empty this week, which is a brilliant expression. Running on empty means you have almost no energy or resources left, like a car that's nearly out of fuel.
Impressed. Running on empty. Yeah, that one really captures it. And you can respond with something like, I hear you. It's been a lot lately. Or, yeah, I think everyone's feeling it right now.
That phrase, I hear you, is such a warm and useful one. It doesn't just mean you listened. It means I understand and I validate what you're saying. It's empathetic.
And it's been a lot. That's very modern, very casual American English. It means it's been intense, overwhelming, too much. Work has been a lot lately. You'll hear this everywhere.
And on the flip side, how do you respond if someone asks you and you are feeling stressed, but you don't want to get into a whole deep conversation at the coffee machine?
Great question. You can be honest, but brief. It's been a full-on week, honestly. Full-on, meaning really intense and busy. Or, I'm getting there, which is vague enough not to invite a lot of follow-up, but genuine enough to acknowledge that things aren't perfectly smooth.
I'm getting there is such a useful phrase. It means you're making progress, slowly but surely.
And it leaves room for the other person to say, hang in there, which is an encouragement, like, keep going, don't give up. You hear this a lot in American English, especially.
Hang in there. It's supportive without being overly intense. Perfect for a 30-second office interaction.
And what I love about these kinds of conversations, even the brief ones, is that they build a sense of solidarity. Like, we're all going through this together. That's genuinely powerful in a workplace.
Solidarity. Yeah, that's what good small talk at its best creates. It's not small at all, really.
It really isn't.
All right, we should start wrapping up, but I want to just ask one more thing first. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who is genuinely terrified of small talk in English?
Just start. Seriously, don't wait until you feel ready, because the readiness comes from the doing. Start with the smallest possible thing. A smile and a morning. Even that counts. Even that builds something.
And be okay with imperfect. Nobody expects you to be a native speaker. And honestly, most native speakers are also awkward at small talk some of the time. You are not alone.
Well, this has been such a good episode. And honestly, thinking back on everything we've covered, the expressions, the culture, the actual scenarios, I feel like the big takeaways are things like knowing how to open with something natural. What did you get up to? Or busy week? And just not overthinking it.
And having those transition phrases ready. I'll let you get on with it. Have a good one. Take care. So the ending is as graceful as the beginning.
And understanding that rapport is built through these tiny, consistent moments. Nobody expects a deep philosophical conversation over the coffee machine. Just genuine, warm human presence. That's enough.
And if you're ever running on empty and someone asks how you're doing, it's okay to say, I'm getting there. Honesty, done gently, is always more connective than pretending to be fine.
I love that. Okay, a huge thank you to everyone who spent time with us today on Kindle English Podcast. These conversations are everything to us, and we genuinely love making them for you.
And if this episode helped you, even a little bit, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share it with someone who could use a bit of workplace English confidence. It means the absolute world to us.
We read your comments, every single one, so drop one below. Tell us about your own small talk moments at work. The awkward ones, the funny ones, the ones that turned into real friendships. We want to hear from you.
And on that note, I should let you get on with it.
You absolutely should. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.
And remember, cheers is always the right answer in the UK. Whatever the situation. Someone hands you a report? Cheers. You hold the lift? Cheers. Someone compliments your presentation? Cheers. It's basically magic.
It really is magic. Bye, everyone.
See you next time.